We have some big breaking news that's coming in at the moment. Peace talks begin in Islamabad. Al Jazeera has now stated that peace talks have indeed begun. In fact, what we are getting to understand is that talks involving officials from Iran and Pakistani mediators have begun in Islamabad, where a US delegation is also due to hold discussions on ending the war on Iran. So this is the latest that we are tracking. Talks have now officially begun in Islamabad, according to Al Jazeera, with Iranian officials now engaging through Pakistani mediators in what is being seen as a high-stakes diplomatic push. And Pakistan is playing a very central and a back-channel role here, facilitating communications between Iran and Washington. And at a time when direct trust remains extremely low. This is very, very significant, viewers, because these are among the highest level engagements between the two sides in years, and coming in the middle of a fragile ceasefire and ongoing regional tension. And what we are seeing right now is the first phase of negotiations, largely mediated and indirect, where both sides are expected to lay out their positions, red lines and even conditions before any direct engagement happens. So the stakes are enormous. The focus is not just on ending immediate hostilities, but also on bigger issues like sanctions relief, regional security, and also the future of the Strait of Hormuz. All of this will be discussed, and Pakistan has already described this as a make or break moment, which tells you the level of global attention and pressure riding on these talks. And we have more breaking news coming in as far as Reuters is concerned, because Reuters has also put out a news break saying that Iran's proposals and red lines have been forwarded to Pakistani Prime Minister. Iran State TV reporter has stated this from Islamabad, and like I mentioned, viewers, this is the first phase of the diplomatic engagement. And this is where I said that both sides are expected to lay out their positions, red lines and conditions, and this has now been confirmed by a Reuters reporter who's reporting live from Islamabad. This is the big breaking news that we are tracking. Iran's proposals and red lines have been forwarded to Pakistani Prime Minister, according to Iran State TV reporter. And now, what Pakistan will essentially do is it will forward the communication to the delegation from Washington, to Vice President JD Vance, Jared Kushner, and even Steve Witkoff, who are part of Team United States. In fact, Iran's red lines include, we have more details that are coming in. Iran's red lines include Strait of Hormuz, payment of war reparations, and the release of Iran's blocked assets and ceasefire across the region. This is another confirmation that we are getting in from Iranian State TV reporter, who has stated that the red lines have already been unveiled. Iran's red lines include the Strait of Hormuz, payment of war reparations, the release of Iran's blocked assets, and ceasefire across the region. We're now getting a clearer picture of Iran's negotiating position coming in via Reuters, with an Iran State TV reporter outlining what is being described as Tehran's red lines in these talks. And at the top of that list is the Strait of Hormuz, global oil choke point, which Iran is now leveraging. And Iran is insisting on control and security guarantees around this critical global shipping lane, which carries a significant share of world's oil supply and has already seen traffic collapse during the conflict. And the second key demand is the payment of war reparations. This is significant because Iran is not just looking at de-escalation, viewers, but also compensation for damages suffered during the conflict. They have even asked, or rather put forth a demand before the United States, saying that Washington will have to pay for the damages that have been incurred. And parallelly, Iran has also established a toll plaza on Hormuz, collecting $2 million per ship. And, you know, the earnings, the revenue from this toll plaza is being used to rebuild Iran. And the third red line that Iran has drawn is the release of Iran's blocked or frozen assets. This ties directly into earlier developments where, you know, Tehran sees access to its funds as a test of US intent and a very, very important economic demand of Iran. And finally, a ceasefire across the region, not just a limited pause, but a broader, more comprehensive halt to the hostilities, including theaters like Lebanon, which have remained volatile. Just a few minutes back, Hezbollah has launched fresh missiles and drones towards Israel. And putting together these red lines, Iran is negotiating from a position that combines military leverage, economic demands, and also